All right, welcome to another episode of Nard Knows, and this is the first episode of season 6. So thank you for everyone who has been supporting me along the way, from Utah to back home in Michigan to people overseas. I appreciate it, and some of those people that I've met along the way is Elijah Scooby Davis, Utes junior cornerback, number 9 on the field, and number 1 in the Utah fans' hearts. How you doing today, man? How's everything been in the offseason?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Great, man. Great.
Uh,
Glad you're on the show.
yes, sir. The off season's been great, man. Been a grind, but we're getting after it every day.
Now, Scooby, where did that name come from? I know that's a family nickname. Gotta be.
Yes, sir. I got it from my grandma when I was younger, and it just stuck around. Everybody loves it. So,
Man, grandmas, they come out with the best nicknames. My grandma came with my nickname. My nickname is Bubby in my family. And she came up with that nickname. So I already get it. But you're also a Davis. My last name is Davis. We got to check the ancestry and see if
fact,
you're
might be
related.
cousins. Okay.
We might be, I'm up north, you down south in Florida. What was that like growing up in Florida, man? You were number 1 in high school, so that means that you were a prominent player. But what was it like growing up in Florida? Who are the people behind Elijah Davis?
My mom, my parents in general. Yeah, definitely my parents. Growing up, it wasn't really that hard. My mom made it happen. She went out, worked, did her thing, and made sure we was always straight. So it wasn't really hard, but it,
How was the recruiting process? How did you end up in the University of Utah as a Florida boy?
man, these coaches, Coach Scally, Coach Shaw, how did it happen? Glove put me in contact with him. I talked to him. Shaw came down to Florida, seen what type of guy he was, loved it. He told me he believed in me. Went from there. Them some real guys.
Now, what are some of the things that you realize, like, yo, like, because I remember when I came to Utah, man, and I was like, whoa, this is totally different from Detroit. So coming out here to Utah, what was it like when you touched down and then also entering campus in college in general?
Yeah, the views, that was the main thing. When I came out here on the OV, the views, yeah, it took me by shock. I never seen nothing like this before. So that was another reason, the views. I love the views out here, the mountains. I haven't really been in them much, but need to probably go out more.
They ain't got you on the lakes. No, they ain't got no hikes. Ain't no girls try to get you to go up to the mountains. They good for that. They love to hike out here.
I'm really a inside dude, man. I'm in a house.
Smart man, smart man. You're gonna make some people happy down the line. You got a mentality that's gonna get you to wherever you want to go. So good. Let's talk some football, man. You're building off of a breakout season, I would say, from last year. But the way it happened was pretty unpredictable, but we'll get into that part. What is it like just getting ready to prepare for your junior season after making some really good plays last season?
Just knowing you got to be better next year, got to up the standard. But yeah, last year definitely it was definitely unexpected. I didn't know when I was gonna play that game, but I always stayed ready, stayed in my playbook, was always ready to go. Um, but yeah, hate how it happened, but gotta do what you gotta do, man.
And you kind of alluded into my next question. Obviously, you don't have to get into the gory details, but football is all about, next man up mentality. You started 9 games last season, 2 interceptions in what we would presume part-time duties. We can call it part-time duties. But week 1 was crazy against Southern Utah. I was there on sideline on the film with my camera, and it was Cam coming back, and then out of nowhere, Keenan Johnson went down, and then you entered the game, and you actually caught an interception in that game. Just talk about the emotions, the highs and lows of that game, man. It was a lot of noise going into that game.
Yeah, facts. The highs, man. Just catching that pick gave me a lot of confidence right then and there. I just needed to show myself that I could play at this level. That was the main thing. So once I did that, it was just keep getting better.
Now walk me through that play because I was literally just watching that play just to like rekindle that moment. You broke off. I feel like you broke off a running back, or was it the running back
Broke
coming
off
around?
receiver ran a in route, broke off the receiver, went to the running back on a wheel route, undercutted it. It wasn't even supposed to happen. It was man coverage. I should have stayed on my guy.
Ooh, that's swag. That's swag right there. That's cute. Now, if something would have went wrong, coaches would have been on your head. And I'm pretty sure they would have been like, they probably still was like on the humble to keep you humble, like, hey, be careful, but great play. But
Yeah.
walk me through that where the instincts took over, the IQ, it shows IQ.
Yeah, definitely the instincts, man. I catch a lot of picks at practice, so to just come across it like that in a game, like you Coach Shaw call those Scooby plays.
I like that. Scooby plays. I like that. That was I'm gonna make that one stick some kind of way. I'm gonna let people know Scooby plays. There's gonna be a lot of Scooby plays this season.
Right.
Now, talk to me about your eyes because when you play corner, eyes is everything. You
Everything.
got to keep your
Right.
head on a swivel. Did you when you saw when you saw your wide receiver cutting in? At what point did you see the running back, and then at what point did you see the ball? Because that got to happen like that.
Yes, sir. So I saw I saw my receiver. Kept my eyes on my receiver at first. I saw him go in. I saw him go to a linebacker, and then the safety was supposed to be guarding him. The safety wasn't over there, so I'm like, oh, he's wide open, and didn't second guess and caught a pick.
That is one of the main things that every person who has played at every level, that and regardless of the position, you gotta not second guess
Back.
because that's the difference between getting scored on or
Yep.
catching an interception. That's the difference between getting a deflection and catching an interception or catching an interception. So that is key, man. And the fact that you was doing that on the fly,
On
you
the fly.
on the fly. What did they say to you on that sideline? Because I saw them, they was barking, they was happy for you.
Just good job and stuff. Just hyping me up. Everybody was just happy for me.
Okay, okay. And a lot of guys in that DB room is no longer there. Cam went to Alabama. Zemiah is in the league playing for the Vikings now. You also had, work with Miles Battle, who's with the Patriots, getting it in there. A lot of different guys, man. Alakai Gilman as well. He's a dog. What were some of the things that you learned from those guys, man, as you were working your way up the ranks?
Main thing I just seen how they approach the game, how they watch film, how they move, and yeah, you just take that and run with it.
Another thing I wanted to talk about was the OK State game. That was a pretty big game for you as well. And I'm gonna be honest, I could say it for you. You didn't even get a lot of like reps to get prepared for that game. And yet you still made a great play at that. You ran a route for the receiver. Walk me through that play as well, man. I know that was hype.
Yeah. So we practiced that all week. We said this quarterback overthrows his receivers, so stay on top when they run the go ball. Coach Shaw told us that. I did just that and just had to make the play.
I know, I saw it. It seems like your move after you make especially when you get an interception, you go like this.
Yeah, try to flex a little
That's
bit.
your
That's
thing
what I'm
right
getting.
there.
I'm getting my muscle up, so it's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
lot more of that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So, talk to me about that technique, man, because your patience is just so superb, and I feel like Morgan Scalley teaches that. But what have been some of your natural abilities? But then also, what are some of the things that Morgan Scalley helped you?
They taught me everything I know. Like when I came here, I was just a football player. I didn't have no technique. So they taught me everything, taught me how to stay square and how to really play corner because I never played corner growing up. I always played safety and receiver. So yeah, they taught me everything.
Okay. Now, was it difficult to digest? What is the coaching culture? Are they patient, or does it vary between players and how they need to be coached?
They're patient until they're not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fair.
Um, yeah.
Coach Shaw is him as well. Like what is his character like? Because we hear about it all the time, whether you're a football fan or someone in the media like myself, but me, I'm a football guy first and foremost, and having a background in football, I love the game. And so what are some of the things that you've learned about yourself through this journey that will carry you once you declare for the NFL when that day comes, God willing?
Really just my main thing I was quiet at first. So just talking more and knowing I can make people days. That's what Coach Shaw been teaching me over these years to open up more. And that'll help me in the long run.
Okay. Okay. Now, in that big stage or Rice Soccer Stadium and other big stadiums as well, how do you tune into that tunnel vision mode to focus on what you need to do and how you need to do it, even though this is a moment that somewhere down the line you're gonna look back and be like, dang, I really played in these games. I really played against this guy.
Really just trying to win every rep. That made me lock in. Just knowing that you could get beat any play for a touchdown. And I don't want that to happen.
Would you consider the cornerback to be the toughest position to play, or would you give it to quarterback?
I say quarterback.
Corner is second. I gotta give corner second. It's hard. It's hard. You gotta have like a quick memory, regardless if you made a good
But
play or a bad play.
definitely.
So how would you describe your mentality on the field?
Um, Never been asked that. Let me see. Dog eat dog world. That's my mentality on the field.
Where did that come from?
Just knowing that the guy that's in front of you trying to beat you every play too.
Facts, facts, facts. Now, when it comes to different receivers, because you're definitely not the shortest corner, and there's some short corners out there, and there's some tall corners out there like Zamaya and Miles Battle, Richard Sherman, those guys. But for you, there's different techniques. Obviously, film plays a major role in everything. But when you're playing a big guy that's 6'4", 6'5", a receiver on the outside, and then when you go on the inside and you got a shorter guy that's 5'9", 5'10", usually they're trying to use their speed. What is your mentality? Does it change when it goes between those types of receivers? Because you move all over the
I
field.
say with the quick ones, you got to get hands on them. That's the main thing with them. You got to get hands on. With the bigger receivers, I feel like they don't really get out their breaks as good. So you could be patient with them. Sit back at 7, something like that. But with quick guys, hands on for sure.
And then when you got guys that's like Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson type of guys,
Oh man, come ready to play.
big facts, man. A obvious question, but a lot of people they got to think about this question when I ask it to them. But why football? How did you know that this was the vehicle that God chose for you to not only feed yourself, feed your family, but a game that you love?
Good question. I say when I was younger, football kept me out of trouble, kept me from the streets, and it was always fun. And then you just start loving it, and you can't stay out of it. And then my parents kept me in it, stayed on me. So yeah, not.
Was there ever a moment where you was at a crossroad and you was like, I love football or I don't know about football?
Freshman year here, freshman year of college, yeah. I can say everybody went through that though.
Okay, so clearly it didn't break you. So how did it make you? And if you can share as much as you can, what actually happened? How did it help you grow? Because this is what it's all about, is growing.
Just getting here and not being as good as everybody else and start making you think, are you really meant to be here? So start doubting yourself and stuff. But I feel like it made me for sure.
And I feel like, because I've talked to a lot of your teammates before I've said their names already, but Miles, Zamaya, I've even talked to Kenzel Lawler. I've talked to Alakai Gilman. to name a few. And I mean, I even talked to a former running backs coach, Quentin Ganther. He's been on the show as well. And, they all have shared a very similar moment where they get on campus or they get around guys that were ready to go to the league. I remember, I remember when Zemiah was talking about how Clark,
Yeah.
he was talking about how he was just like, wow, like this is a guy that, was the man and he learned so much from him. Is there a guy that you can recall that really was like, okay, this is the guy that I really want to emulate?
I say Clark too. He was in the room with me my freshman year. Like, yeah, like you say, you come in, you see a guy that's league ready, and you just want to be like them.
Facts, man. A couple more questions for you, man, because I appreciate you so much for your time, brother. Um, let's get your top 5 corners, man. Let's see who are the guys that you like right now in the NFL.
Number one, I got to go Derek Stingley.
Okay.
I'm going to go Pat 2. Jair 3. Probably go Sauce 4.
4.
And 5. Yeah, I forgot about him. Number 22 from the Chiefs. I forgot his name, though.
You talking about no, I know exactly.
McDuffie.
Yep. Didn't he go to Washington? Yeah.
He went to Washington.
Yeah. McDuffie for sure. So give me one thing about each one of those guys that you truly admire.
Derek Stanley. Mainly all these guys turning over the ball. Got to get takeaways. Sauce, I just like him. I love long corners.
Detroit native right there.
Jair, he's a technician. Who else I said?
You said McDuffie and you said Pat.
Yeah, McDuffie. McDuffie. He's a technician as well. I love that about his game. And Pat, turnovers.
Now, look, one more question about you. What has football taught you about yourself? I mean, obviously, you're very young. You got a lot of life ahead of you. But up until this point, what do you think your purpose is in life, and how has football helped you grow in that area?
Let me see. I feel like football has taught me to always just keep going, never give up. I feel like that's gonna help me in the long run, just showing me when times get hard, never quit.
Facts. And what is Morgan Scalley like? What are those dudes like? Are they like approachable, or you got to earn the right to talk to those guys?
They're approachable. They're cool guys.
Kyle Whittingham, Coach Kyle.
Open. Yes, sir. All the coaches, just like one big family. So yeah, you can talk to them anytime.
Now, I don't want to bring it up, but you do got BYU on the schedule on this season, and if you guys win, you will get redemption for your brothers that are no longer on the team. And that game was, I can tell you right now, like that game, the way that it ended was sketchy. Like
sketchy, real sketchy.
Real sketchy. And I ain't never seen, when I was in a press conference, I ain't never seen the AD as pissed as he was. I ain't never seen Coach Kyle Whittingham as mad as he was. He threw a chair. He was mad. So, like, and I totally get it. But how do you bounce? What was the things that you guys talked about to bounce back from that moment?
You live and you learn. How are you going to respond? That was the main thing. How are you going to respond to this?
And you guys, like, one thing you guys emulate is Coach Kyle Whittingham, and he's a man of integrity, he's a man of family, and he's a man of football, and everyone here loves him. In a nutshell, how would you evaluate all the preparation that you have put in following this breakout season, going into this junior year where it's pressure but no pressure?
It's definitely pressure, man. We got good guys behind me that's making me work for my position every day. So it's definitely pressure. And what was the other half of the question?
And what And what has what is the mentality now that there is pressure but no pressure?
Just keep getting better and just worry about yourself. Don't worry about nobody else. Progression, just one foot in front of another every day and get better.
Did you see that Damian got #1 overall? Damian Alford. You saw he got drafted #1 overall to Canada. Wasn't that like crazy?
Yeah, it was definitely crazy.
I remember when I don't know what game, I don't know who y'all was playing, but I was on the sideline and I was like, who is this 6'6" monster? And why would they not throwing him the ball? Like I was just like, come
I
on.
don't know what happened.
Oh my
His,
gosh.
but yeah, I feel like we could have used him.
Oh man. I mean, I love Money Parks. That's my dog, Dorian Singer. He had that crazy catch, but he's a dog, so last but not least, what have you seen from the offense now that you don't have Cam? Now that you got a whole new running back room, you got some new coaches on offense, and although you're on defense, you got to see these guys every day. What have you been seeing from this offense that everybody is looking forward to seeing?
Just an explosive offense with a great quarterback. Like this quarterback gonna turn heads this year for sure. And the good O line that he's behind. And then we got Wei Sean out the portal, got Nard, and we got some good receivers. We haven't went against the new receivers yet, but I feel like the receivers from spring were very good.
Obviously, and I just keep coming up with more questions, bro. But this the schedule's out. Every game is important. You got UCLA week 1. Since you've looked at the schedule, and have you looked at the schedule, and what has been the mentality as you look down these teams and be like, okay, what is the mentality?
Go out and dominate every game and show the Big 12 who the real champs is.
Facts, bro. Facts. Well, I definitely want to appreciate you so much for taking the time out, bro. I've definitely been watching you from afar, admiring your journey along the way, man. I just want to let you know, no matter what it may go in your life, bro, it's people like me that's always in tune for every kind of story, not just a popular story, or the popping story or the story that's get clout. Everybody's gonna have their time to shine, but you got to get through the grind. And so I'm gonna let you know, bro. I saw you through your grind, bro, and so keep doing what you're doing, bro. You rocking the last name. We may or may not be related, bro, but you representing your family well, man. So God bless you and stay healthy the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.